have in front of me a one for all wireless TV sender. This is the 5.8 gigahertz unit, and there's two purposes of this particular unit. It's to take the output from a set-top box, send it to a remote location up to 100 meters away, but also allow the channels on the original set-top box to be changed from the remote location. So the big advantage of this, of course, is that we don't need to run wires. So if we suddenly have a room at a distant location in a house, we can come along and we can actually get it to get television wired up and have a certain element of control regarding to the set-top box. The 5.8 gigahertz are a great one to use in terms of frequency range, simply because it's a far less crowded space than some of the lower frequencies have been used in original units here. And also these particular units come with 4 channels. So it means that it minimises any possibility to be interference. In general, these things work extremely well. There's other brands in the market that aren't nearly as good, but the one for alls are certainly the best that we've come along and tested. The price point on them is extremely good, and it's available with free delivery both in Ireland and the UK. So let's come along and look exactly at what we're going to get. So we have the outer box here, so you can see a graphic of it, and it gives a certain level of instruction on it. We have a demo model set up here, which we're going to demonstrate quite soon. But basically, what we have is we have 2 power units. So the outputs in these are 9 volts and 350 milliamps. Okay. There's 2 leads here. One is for the receiver unit and one is for the transmitter unit. And they're actually labelled, so the leads are slightly different, but basically they're the same in terms of there's an RCA output which converts over to a SCART, because SCART inputs in TVs are more common than RCAs, so that's why it comes with this thing here. So you'll probably have guessed from this. This is not capable of sporting a high definition picture. There is units that do that, but the price point on them is maybe 5 times higher, so generally they're not sellers. And what we have here then as well is we have the sender and the receiver unit. And basically what we're doing here is we're just lifting up these. So what we have here is, and I'll just show it from the front here, this is the transmitter unit, and it'll be written on the bottom saying transmitter. This is what we'll connect to our set-top box, and we'll aim it over here at our receiver unit. Now clearly these are side by side, but in reality they could be up to 100 meters away. Rarely is that, is the full scenario on it that great. If we look here at a remote outlet here, this is what we'll do, and I'll demonstrate in the working model. Basically we'll put in an IR sensor to say that if a signal is sent back here, it can be inputted directly to the set-top box to allow us to actually pick up the signal. And what we can do here on this is we'll connect our power units onto the back. I'll just give a demonstration here on the transmitter end. And what we do here is I'll just grab these 3 leads, I'll just rotate it around. So we have our power unit connected, and I'll just connect the audio and the stereos here. So there's 2 audios and a single picture on it. So there's 3 color codes on it. And what we'll do here is we'll connect this to the back of our set-top box. And on the far end, I'll just move this out of the way. Again, we'll connect our power unit, which we've done here, very neatly again. And what we do is we connect the 3 leads and we connect this into our remote television. Okay, so we have this set up, and what we're saying then is we have a choice of 4 channels on it. So people would just go with the default channel of channel 1. But if you're finding there's interference on it, you can flick it to 2, 3 or 4. And it also means that we can have a number of these working in the one house. And if we have them on different channels, they won't be interfering with each other. And then we just have an on-off switch here on it as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to come to the front of the unit, give a demonstration of how it's working. So what we have here is we have our most popular product here, which is the Titan Combo Box. So we're using the SCART output on the back of the box, and it's feeding into the RCA input in here. So it's taking the picture out, and we don't actually need to use this IR blaster here unless we want to have remote control in terms of being able to change channels at a remote location. So what we could do here is it broadcasts the signal over here, and then what we have is we have an RCA output on the back of this box, and it runs via the SCART lead into the back of the television, and that's how we're able to do it. And if we aim the remote control at the front of the box here, what we'll be able to do is we're able to flick channels, and we can just see here, so we're back to EWTN. Now we took this sensor away here, don't even have to plug it out. We come along here and aimed it directly at it here. See, nothing happens here now. And if we bring the sensor back to the front of the box, I don't know if you can see this, but just to show you again. Now we can bring up the channel list and all the rest of it, simply because it's able to it's able to send the signal. So think about what's happening. The signal is that's giving the picture is wirelessly being transmitted from this point to this point, but the control signal from the remote control is being broadcast back over here, and from the unit here, it runs through this cable, comes to the blaster in the front of the unit and goes straight out. If you know what you're doing and you sort of follow the guide on what we've done here, the setup time on a unit like this is about 2 to 3 minutes, and it'll just work. You just flick over to the AV input on the second television, you're able to do it, you aim the remote control, it'll work. If we look at these things here, there's a little sticky plaster on the bottom to be able to stick it on. So overall, we'll say these are really good units. Over the years, we've been slow to stock this type of wireless senders, simply because we've come across, we had one super brand many years ago that worked extremely well. They stopped manufacturing it, and then everything else we tested against it was very, very poor. And when we came along and tested One for Alls here, we found them absolutely brilliant again, both in terms of the range, the ease of the setup, and the fact that it just works. So if you think about using something like this, as opposed to actually running cables and the level of expertise and connectors, all the rest of it. This really is a kit for dummies. Even the demo model things we have there, they're super, they have everything in it, they have full warranty on it, and as well as that, they're at hugely discounted prices. The price that we have them available directly on our website is about 50% lower than you'll buy them anywhere else. And that's what we love here at freetv.ie, where we can buy stuff up that's perfect, full warranty, and works well at great prices with free delivery. So that's it anyway, an overview of the One for All wireless TV sender available on freetv.ie.